Now that you've prepared the county boundary and the monuments layer, you will identify just the monuments within the Albuquerque city limits. First, you will create a filter on the jurisdiction layer and the road inventory layer, just as you did for monuments. The jurisdiction layer covers much more than Bernalillo County. Albuquerque covers just a portion of the county, and jurisdiction extends north and south of the county boundary. So open the attribute table for the jurisdiction. So right-click on it in the Layers panel, choose Open Attribute Table. In the first field, Jurisdictee has the city names. Notice that the majority consists of unincorporated areas. So let's scroll down and take a look there. So let's open the layer properties for jurisdiction and go to the General tab. So I'm going to double click on it in the Layers panel, click on General, and again under the Provider Feature Filter, I'm going to click Query Builder. And let's create a query that selects only the jurisdiction of Albuquerque. So to do that, we're going to do jurisdict equals all, and I'm going to choose Albuquerque. I'm going to click Test, return one row, perfect. I'm going to click OK, and now you can see we only have the jurisdiction of Albuquerque. So let's drag jurisdiction just above the Bernalillo County. There we go. Okay, so in the Layers panel, drag just did that. And I'm going to turn off roads inventory. There we go, and that's what we should be getting. All right, it's pretty clear what we have there. All right, so now in road inventory, let's open the attribute table. Now there's a lot of information in this attribute table. So far we filtered a layer within QGIS, but left the data on disk the same. Now we'll select the major roads and save them to a new shapefile. Considering the attribute table, what field would you say to use to select out major roads? So let's take a look here. Well, oh, here we go. Street class. Check it out. If I sort it, we have major and we have minor. So I just want the major roads. All right, so let's go ahead and do a selection. So inside the attribute table, we're going to click the Select Features Using an Expression button. And let me bring this over. So a similar query window opens as when you're filtering a layer, but instead of the fields being listed on the left, here you have the expression area in the middle, and the expression functions will be listed as well. So if you scroll down through the functions tree, you'll see that one category is fields and values. Here it is right here. So we're going to expand that. That's going to show us all the fields in the attribute table. I'm going to scroll down until I find class. Or maybe it was up. I might have missed it. That's right. It's an STR class. Let's see here. There it is, STR class. So I'm going to double click on it to add it to the expression area. And now I'm going to click the equal sign. And I'm going to click all unique under values and then double click on major. Perfect. So I'm going to choose select and then close. And you can see that out of the about 38,000 items, 3,804 are selected. Okay, so let's close the attribute table. And you can see which ones are selected are now yellow. So I'm going to right click on road inventory and choose save as. I'm going to click browse, and in my data folder, I'm going to name this major underscore roads. I'm going to make sure that save only selected features is checked, add saved file to map is checked, and I'm going to click OK. And now you can see major roads is added. So if I turn off the roads inventory, you can see only the major roads are left. Perfect. So I don't need the road inventory anymore, so I'm going to remove that from my map. So now that we have the Albuquerque city limits isolated, we're going to buffer the Albuquerque city limits by 1 mile. Then we're going to be able to identify monuments that are either inside or close to the city limits. Buffer is an operation that creates a new polygon layer that is a buffer distance from another layer. So to do that, from the menu bar, we're going to click Vector, Geoprocessing Tools, Buffer. We're going to set the input layer to the Albuquerque boundary. Let's see, here it says jurisdiction. And we're going to enter the distance in map units. So since our map units are in feet, because we're in state plane coordinate system, 1 mile is 5,280 feet. And I'm going to make sure Add Result to Canvas is checked. And we're going to click Browse. And in the My Data folder, we're going to name this Albuquerque _ buffer.shape. I'm going to click OK. And then when it's done, I'll click Close. And here you can see we have Albuquerque buffer in the Layers panel. So let's drag the new buffer layer beneath the jurisdiction layer. There we go. So we can more easily, I'm going to zoom in here to make it easier. Let's zoom fully. Now you can easily see that the buffer goes 1 mile outside of the jurisdiction. Okay, so now that we have the search area for the selected monuments, we're going to use the clip tool to clip the monument layer to the buffered city limits or jurisdiction to create a new shapefile with only the monuments the surveyors should visit. So the clip tool acts like a cookie cutter. It cuts data out that falls within the clipping layer's boundary. So from the menu bar, we're going to choose Vector, Geoprocessing Tools, Clip. The input vector layer is going to be Burn. The clip layer is going to be the Albuquerque buffer. For the output shapefile, I'm going to click Browse, and we're going to name this as Albuquerque Monuments. And make sure Add Result to Canvas is checked and click OK. And now click Close. And now we can remove the Burn SPCS from the map. And we're left only with the Albuquerque monuments. So finally, we're going to label the monuments with the feature ID attribute. So I'm going to double click on the Albuquerque monuments to bring up the properties. I'm going to click on the Labels tab. I'm going to do Show Labels for this layer. For the label width, we're going to choose Feature ID. And let's see here. We're going to click the buffer item and check Draw Text Buffer. And that's going to create a white halo for us. We're going to click Placement. And we're going to give a distance of 2. This will offset the label from the point a bit, giving a little bit more room for bigger point symbol. And I'm going to click OK to set the labels for the monuments. You can see they showed up here. I'm going to label the major roads with the street name field. So again, going to the properties, labels, show labels for this layer, street name, and we'll just call that good. So see, those will show up here in just a moment. Sometimes it takes a while. So while it's doing that, let's go in and let's make a modification real quick. So I double click. And so under the text tab, what I want to do is I'm going to input a font size of 5.25. We're going to make them pretty small here. On the rendering tab, let's see here, under feature options area, there we go. We're going to choose merge connected lines to avoid duplicate labels. That's really going to clean it up. And we're going to change the style of the layer to make it more attractive. So in this case, under style, I just made it black. And I'm going to click OK. And now let's see, there we go. That labeled quite a bit faster. And then of course we need to change the colors of the jurisdiction and the boundary. Even, we don't need the buffer anymore, so we can get rid of the buffer. And just go through and just change the values to the color values to something that is attractive. So let's see if I can't just choose something here real quick. Let's say go with the darker color there. And for the county, maybe we'll do a lighter color. So style, simple fill. This is by no means the best colors. I'm just quickly choosing colors. And then for the monuments, we'll make them stick out. So we will do a star. There we go. And then zoom in to get a little bit better view of what we're looking at here. And I'm going to save my project.